it, baby.
Welcome to Leadership at 320. I'm Brennan.
And I'm Mitchell. We're not doing the double wave anymore.
What is that?
I was singing.
Your socks match your shirt. Did you do that on purpose?
I did. You like it?
Yeah.
Before you told me not to wear these socks ever again.
We'll try to get all the shenanigans right off the bat out of the way. So I'll also say this. No. I told you, because it's known now, you know, that Mitchell is proud to be his own barber. And I keep telling him every time he has a fresh haircut.
It's not that I'm proud.
I said, you do realize that, you know, there's no rules against leaving the lights on in the bathroom while you're giving yourself a haircut.
No, I was doing it against the clock this time. I was seeing how fast I could go. 7 minutes.
Looks good.
Yeah, thanks.
At least you got a shower today.
I did. Looks
clean.
Looks even better in dim lighting and from a distance, or with a hat on.
Oh, Charlie.
And to be clear, I don't cut my hair for the cost or anything like that because, again, I'm getting about myself a $1 haircut at the best, but it's the convenience factor.
Yeah, time is money. Isn't that what they say, Charlie?
That's what they say. I don't know who says it, but
somebody does.
I love time. Time is very valuable.
It is.
So not only did I save, I don't even know how much a haircut costs anymore, but I
don't know what it costs
saved myself an hour in drive time for sure.
It's been a while. The last time, we're going to get this all out of the way. The last time I've gotten a haircut somewhere that was not either in Mom's basement or my own doing in my own house was, I'm not going to say the establishment, but it was a popular haircutting place. But it was down in the metro when we had our little stay with Miss Bria, and I desperately needed a haircut. And it was the worst haircut I've ever got in my entire life.
It wasn't their fault. You got like an oblong head. They probably didn't know how to deal with it.
I mean, that was part of it. And the worst part was, I didn't have anywhere to shower or anything for a few days, as they didn't even, it looks like you do that about once every 3 days anyways. They didn't even give me like the
little rinse job?
Yeah, like that I've heard has happened. I don't know if you had to pay extra for that.
You're too cheap. You're probably like, no, I don't need it rinsed.
You know what are literally the two words that you don't want to hear? And I was in some distress. So I was down there with Mom. And guess what Mom said? With her knowing that
intern,
I was in distress. Guess what she said when I got out to the car?
What? Do you like it?
She said, what happened? And I said, I didn't even realize whatever. Because, when Mom was giving the haircut, it was the buzzer or whatever you call it. Oh yeah, they didn't do that. It was straight scissors, which shows what a mess it was anyways, how long it was. It was a terrible haircut, and it was itchy.
Looked like a bad car accident.
No, so I haven't been back since. I don't plan on it.
Oh, what'd you? I remember a couple of times Dad got his haircut at some place, and Mom marched him back in there. He walked out to the car, and she made him go back in or to try to fix it.
That's messed up.
Yeah, that's not what you want to see.
I'm sure Dad took that well. I feel bad for the young lady or the young man in that case that had to get him for the second time. I'm sure he was a joy.
In other words, you don't want to hear when you're walking into the establishment. This is my first day.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. Well, what do you do?
Okay, so bottom line, if you ever want your hair cut by me, I'll do it for you.
I don't ever want you to touch my hair.
Oh, well, I'll cut it for you.
That was gross. You are disgusting.
Not only would you get a good free haircut, you get my conversation for like 20 to 25
minutes.
What was
that? Once you only get my haircut, what was that in there? My haircut.
Want your haircut?
It's after a certain amount of time, Mitchell starts turning into, I don't know what, Mitchell, something else.
Get a little southern flair.
We should announce, even though this goes back.
This
goes against the grain of what we were preaching a couple episodes ago, and some of our message. How you don't have to broadcast things all the time, and go about and do your business, work in silence, as we said. Our friend Joe Burrow. Should ask Joe.
We'll have to get him. Yeah, we'll have to get him back on the podcast here sometime.
Yeah, we'll have to get Joe. He's got plenty of free time here this time of year.
Yeah. We had him on our first episode, but we forgot to hit the record button and he didn't have time to do another one.
We'll get him back. But the whole work in silence. But that being said, being this is kind of a side show, a side little theme of our podcast is our amateur running ventures, which what just commenced a couple of days ago, our official training schedule, which is what our was it 16 or 18 weeks?
I think 18 weeks. Hey, when we're only amateurs because we haven't got paid yet.
18 weeks with no, we're amateurs because of the amount of time we finish in the skill. But you know, we're gonna run back. We're gonna run back Fargo Marathon or run back. We're gonna actually
run it back.
We're gonna try to run it this year instead of just be participants of sorts.
I beat you.
So, you know, we want to broadcast, although I think we did, if you wanted to back what the goals are there. But that's just survival because actually after we get done taping tonight, I got to hop on the treadmill for 3. Like I threw in that Mike Breen for you. That was just for you. Manu Ginobili for 3. Anyways, 3 miles, which is laughable. I will say this.
That poor treadmill is going to be hurting twice as bad as you are.
Remember we talked about setting our basement, our floor? My floor has been 1 mile a day, which I've been honoring pretty well. But after 1 mile, the old knees and the ankles and everything else are feeling it. And quite frankly, you know, I'm just getting bored of it, which is a terrible mindset.
You're getting bored of what?
Exercising, running.
Oh, I didn't know if you meant being bored of exercise or being bored of being...
There's a small amount of focus there. I'm just not even close to being in the right headspace. But that's what training's for.
Well, it is, and I'm not using this as a way to take a cheap shot at you or anything else. Good. I'm just thinking that we're getting to the point now where this is going to be a great time to turn things around because even your socks are starting to look tight.
I was literally just thinking that it looks like someone put a high-powered vacuum in the cuffs of your jeans and turned it on to 1,000 and sucked all the air out of those things. Yeah. I want to know, did you need just Ashley's help to get those on, or did you need to employ Dirk's too?
No, we had Ashley was pulling up and Dirk's was jumping down on my shoulders trying to get me jammed in there.
Looks like some effort. I think you might just cut those bad boys off tonight.
Yeah, we might have to. Those between that and the underwear here, that was just a bad combination of things pushing against each other.
I can tell you're not getting them off. They'll maybe come off what's the word? Inside out. You ain't getting them off.
Oh yeah,
straight.
All I know though is once I take this belt off, you're lucky. This is the what do you call it? Not the snap button, but like the other kind of button. Because
rivet, is that what they call it?
I don't know.
What do you mean?
I'm just like, you know, like the one that
the thing that it buttons into. Yeah. The little.
I'm just glad it's not one of the snap ones because if I pop that belt off, I could probably shoot one of the camera lenses out. a lot of force.
What? It's not one of the snap ones. What do you mean?
Like the snap ones, you know, like the little kids, like you click like.
Oh, snap. I was just thinking that my pants were that way.
What?
No. I'm like, what do you mean? Like you said, the snap ones. It's like, what are you talking about?
Oh, no, like, I don't know. What do you call that?
No, but I know what you mean. I had in my head, though, that I was snapping mine together. Like these pants I had on. I'm like, what are you talking about? Because I was picturing that I snapped mine together.
I'm very thankful none of my pants do have that anymore because it would constantly just keep popping.
Well, I'm pretty sure they don't make those past the age of like 8. I don't think that's a thing anymore.
I don't even think kids hardly ever have to do that anymore. A lot of the kids just have like the elastic band pants.
I need some of those. What I need. Anyway, see, we said we're getting all this out of the way because there was a reason for this when we talked about...
you said you were getting all of it out of the way. I'm going to keep some in the tank.
No, this is important. This is one of the quotes that goes on the phone or the wall that plays in directly what I had... that I said was going to... I said with like the lack of training or the start of. And it is... Mitchell, do you have any idea what it is?
What is?
Huh?
What quote?
What quote I'm going to say?
Well, we'll give people a moment of suspense here because you mentioned it to me and I'm trying to think now what it was and I know it was good and this has nothing to do with the level of the quote but just more so of
it's by George Washington Carver. Does that help you?
Didn't he invent the peanut?
What? Invent the peanut?
Yeah.
No, I don't think so.
Oh.
What does that mean?
I thought he came up with peanuts or something.
No. I don't believe so anyways.
Well, I'm going to look it up before we're done talking about this.
All right, fine. Anyways, the quote being, where there is no vision, there is no hope.
No vision?
I like that one.
No hope.
Which, this goes back to all these things, being intentional, setting goals and stuff, because if you don't see where you're going, or at least where you want to go, then you're just
Or if you don't know where you're
then you're just
leading aimlessly.
wandering aimless. Lost puppy. You don't want that.
No.
So
I hate lost puppies. Make me sad.
like again, the intentionality when we talk about this little running race we're gonna do. When you think about if I just was to go about my business and say, oh, that's what 18 weeks away, I'll get there. I'll just start getting in shape.
We'll
Whatever
deal
else.
with, hey, there's 18 weeks. We'll deal with that in a few more weeks from now.
Oh yeah, no.
We're going to push that.
No,
we got time.
that's
We're going to push
exactly.
it back. Push
But
it back.
you know what? That stupid free Mr. Hal Higdon, I think that's his name.
Mm-hmm.
Bless you, Hal.
Yeah, intermediate 2?
Plus, yeah.
Or
Which
1?
is a mistake, not 2.
Mm.
Anyways, putting that paper on the wall downstairs and starting having to cross off those days, that's, that works magic
It does.
for somebody.
Well, I sent you mine yesterday. I got it.
I copied yours, actually.
And I got the days all straightened out because it had a Sunday marathon date and we have a Saturday.
Bria got a laminator for Christmas. Should I have her laminate it for you?
Well, you could because I won't spill on it, but that also then means I can't use my pen to cross them out.
You'd have to get a marker. An expo. You could reuse it.
Get fancy with it. Might have to.
I was just kidding.
Oh.
Kind of. She does have a laminator, though, and she would be proud to. She would love to laminate anything for you.
I'll have to keep this in mind.
And it's only a matter of time until Grady earns himself a trip to the doctor's office with that thing. Because that thing is, I've never used a laminator before.
Heavy or hot or what?
Hot.
Oh.
That's
Is it
just
heavy
like
too?
a little personal one. No, it's not that. It's a little portable one, but that thing gets warm. And he likes investigating things, especially where he's not supposed to be.
Well, I mean, if nothing else, hopefully he realizes it's hot with his hand and not with his face or something else.
I would hope he would at least give it a check.
He'll see if he can get those little fat fingers in there and laminate his hand or something.
Oh, that guy. No, but I love that.
Well, yeah, that. And well, what's the kind of the opposite of that, which is the same thing you're looking for, isn't it? That people always say, lead with a purpose. What? I'm trying to be serious. What the heck? Come on.
You just reminded me of somebody.
Well,
Even someone I dislike more than you.
didn't realize there was anybody ahead of me.
Huh?
I didn't realize there was people
I'm
on
sorry.
the list.
I
that were
apologize.
No, you.
I never know when you're being serious or not.
I was trying to be serious.
Yeah, but see, you had to announce that after.
Well, I shouldn't have
So
had
this
to.
is how I see. When you leave, yeah, you shouldn't have to. That's yourself. So this is what I saw from you. You're like, yeah, well, you know what they say, or the opposite, I guess, of whatever. But lead with a purpose. Then you look at me like this. Are you waiting for me to laugh? Like, was that the punchline?
I was waiting for you to
My
acknowledge.
head's a little cloudy, so I didn't know if I should jump on that.
You did. You jumped on it.
No, you rarely give like a healthy lead in, I would call it. You rarely do that. Like you literally, not looking back, I'm sorry because you went on your way to set the table for me. It was a nice transition. But see, all of your prior antics, I don't know. So I'm sorry. But yes, Mitchell, I agree with you.
It's the analogy I have there. You blaming this on me is like going in for a surgery and having the surgeon forget a tool inside of you and then blaming it on you because you are the one who had to have the surgery.
Oh my God, now we're really getting
It's
deep.
not my fault.
You know what that reminds me of?
No.
I've never told you this before, I don't think, and I've never said it on here.
Do you have a tool left in you on a surgery?
Just, why do you do these things?
I was curious.
No.
Oh, thank you. Thank goodness.
Shush.
Okay, let's hear it.
No. You've never heard it before, okay?
Mm-hmm.
If you get through me just starting this without making a reaction or laughing, I'll be super impressed. I want to bet you something. What that reminds me of? It reminds me of that guy that kept hitting himself in the head with a hammer. Know why? Know why he did?
I do.
Because it felt so good when he stopped. Never said that before, have we?
Oh, I love that one.
I know, that's a good one. No, that's true though. But I mean, and one could get corny and I almost just said a word that was, I don't think it was the correct word. It was an academic word, and I think he would have absolutely railed me for it.
Let's hear it.
No, it's gone.
I want to hear it.
But no, when you think of like the big picture of life, I mean, that could be a life motto or a daily motto or if you have a certain goal, but you know what I mean? Where there is no plan, there is no hope. That's true.
Well,
Know what I mean? I mean, you gotta have some form of something in your head of where you want to go and what you want to accomplish.
what is it? I do think if you don't have I feel like this could be on multiple levels. Whether you're looking at a day, I mean, you could look at this as for a day, a month, a year. You know, like depending on what your goal is. You know, maybe your goal is as simple as getting up at 6 o'clock tomorrow morning to get on the treadmill or something, or maybe it's something bigger than that. Maybe you're trying to make bigger changes.
You know what I think you should do? I'm serious. I think being we try to be
What are
put
we
some
debating
PSAs out there. I think you should for 2 days in a row. So whenever we decide we're taping next, the 2 days prior to that, so preferably on a weekday, that you get up and work out before work and report back to our audience of how that went for you.
I'll probably be extra tired and have a terrible workout.
I think you should try it. Try it. You'll like it.
I don't.
Try it. You'll like it.
I don't have the energy in the morning. Ooh.
I just don't have the energy.
I don't got it in me.
I say this, I think one of the greatest teachings that a leadership role, and specifically, I guess in my head at this moment, I'm thinking of like in the parent role. People, again, it's not I'm trying to fight back. I'm trying to fight back if I want a big snot bubble or something to come out of my left nostril. But the more I'm fighting it back, it's getting in my throat. So then, the way it feels, I could spit out whatever's in the back of my throat and it'd be strong enough to knock that camera stand down. It weighs about 3 pounds and whipping through the air like that. That's what I've got going.
That's disgusting.
So here, I'm being you drew attention to it. Okay, should be good. Can't remember what I was saying now as you brutally interrupted me. No, as a parent, it's not happenstance, when you run into someone that's like noticeably driven, like whether you're in their circle or the outside of their circle, you know what I mean, when we watch it. It's not like they're just doing that, out of sheer luck or it's something they enjoy doing. Given what we talk. No, I mean, they're after something, there's a purpose to what they're doing and they have a plan in place. But, when you think of how deep that quote can be, when there is no plan, there is no hope. When you think about, we talk about Sad Boy Town.
I don't like it
We
there.
haven't talked about Sad Boy Town.
I haven't been there in a long while.
No, but that's a real place. So when you get stuck in that spot, and we've talked about it's easy to be bad, Charlie. It's easy to be bad.
Feels so good to be bad.
Sometimes it does. But if you're in that place, and again, sounds whatever. Don't want to get too serious on here. But if you're in that place of darkness, you're in that fog where you just can't figure it out, and you're just down and out. I mean, you gotta have a plan to get out of it. You're not gonna wake up one day and say, "Oh, I'm better now.
I did it."
Glad that passed. That was miserable. You're gonna have to make some rather intentional, meticulous steps to dig yourself out of a hole, which is okay.
It is, but the problem is too the longer you're there, or the longer you're doing anything, it's going to be that much harder to stop.
It's true.
So you're going to have to, again, give yourself a little bit of grace too, I think, but also hold yourself accountable at the same time and know that, well, if you didn't do this yesterday, you didn't do it today, you don't do it tomorrow, it's going to be really easy to say after that, like, you know what? Let's just make it 4 days in a row of not doing this. So,
You know what? On my favorite quote, this goes with it. If I list all my favorite quotes right now, I already told you that, and I rekindled my love. Maybe not rekindled. I think I, for some reason, never fell in love with it. But the one Kenny Chesney album, I just forgot about or didn't engage in.
mm-hmm.
The Song for the Saints album, which is like islandy, tropical music, as a lot of his music is. But there's the song called Pirate Song. I think that's what it's called. Is that right, do you think?
I think
Does that ring a bell?
Not to be confused with Pirate Flag.
No, different anthem for sure. It sounds a little more low key, but anyways, I absolutely love this song. Shout out to Kenny Chesney and encourage everyone to listen to that.
We'll have to get him on the podcast.
Yeah, No, I think we had him scheduled after Joe.
Oh yeah, I forgot.
I'll have to reach out to his people. His people call our people again. Anyways, but it's pirate song. Pirate song. And the line in the song that I absolutely love, and it's like it's picking up a little bit. It's a pretty slower song. But it's are you listening to me?
I'm looking up George Washington Carver.
For God's sakes. This was a serious moment.
I'm listening. I'll put it down.
Favorite lyric in that when we're talking about being down the dumps, but it's laughing in the, because it's a pirate song he's going out, but it's laughing in the devil's face while riding out a storm. I just like that line. Got me kind of juiced up.
I honestly don't, yeah. I haven't listened to that one a whole lot. I'll have to
I can
that
tell
back.
when you're not listening. So just so you know, your level of disengagement for the people that you serve in your life, it is. I can tell. Literally, I can still tell. You're thinking about the popcorn thing. That you're right. Are you right? Is that what you're so
Peanuts,
excited
not
about?
popcorn.
Peanuts. What? We almost had to do our first. We have the capability for that.
I wanted to get our money's worth out of the equipment we've got.
Anyways, no, literally, this is you. So I'm gonna look at the camera when I do this. So if you're engaged in conversation with Mitchell, first of all, there's several telltale signs as there would be with anybody, such as, someone's like either literally looking at their phone and nodding their head, like this or not. But when Mitchell is not listening to what you're saying,
We check completely
like
out.
100% is, when he's not listening to, but pretending to, he's like this. So instead of looking at the camera, when you're visiting with someone like this, Mitchell is like this. He goes up top, and to the right, like the. So as you're talking to him, he's just looking up like this. Hey, you listen to me? Huh? What? You can literally see the wheels turning as he's like this. I mean, there's
really,
nothing there. Like if you were reading something or said something, you had to take a test on it immediately after it's not happening for you.
No. Well,
so what did you come up with, Mitchell?
Well, and
Does he have anything to do with peanuts?
To be fair, I shouldn't be trying to do that anyway, because in my mind, best case scenario, I got a 4-cylinder up here. I don't have no 6-cylinder. I need all the focus of whatever it is I'm doing.
Let's hear it.
I got it.
You don't even know who he is.
I do.
Who is George Washington Carver? Other than
he was like an agricultural pioneer.
So did he make peanuts?
That's what I'm looking up here. I got to make.
If you Googled George Michael Carver,
George
Michael
Washington,
but you gotta have faith. Is that George Michael?
No, he's the one. He invented popcorn.
Is George Michael? Is he the?
Yeah.
Okay.
Faith.
Yeah, George Michael.
Let's see. Okay, so I was wrong, but I was kind of right.
I bet it would be nice.
Because he invented 300 products.
None of them being peanuts.
From peanuts, and one of them was peanut paste, which has come to be known as peanut butter. So I wasn't
actually somewhat.
So I wasn't completely.
But
I
let's
think he
wind
came up
that
with
back.
he came up with shampoo and other stuff.
I am
too.
impressed, but on the same hand, you thought he invented peanuts? How does?
Hey.
My God! Look what I did. Hey, honey, you gotta see this. Well,
it got real hot.
I am impressed with your recall, though. I really am.
Oh man!
But I guess I don't know where peanuts came from. I suppose someone had to.
Well, I suppose no one invented peanuts as much as they discovered them.
Yeah, maybe that would have been the word.
So, but yes, from peanuts, he had other inventions, peanut based.
Well, then I'm actually rather impressed.
Oh man, that was.
Well, I guess he had a lot of vision. Where if there was no vision, he would have been absent of hope. But I just think that really is at the core of life itself. And I think, shout out to our teacher friends, which we have. Maybe they're not friends, acquaintances, colleagues, I think that's where a lot of the magic lies. Know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Whether you're working with young folks, older folks, whenever you're in a position of a teacher, I mean, isn't that kind of the essence of kind of what we're doing?
Well, it is, and I think
Trying to do?
I think it just makes you, one, it makes things go a lot smoother, I feel like, typically, but two, I mean, I just feel like you become more invested. If it's something as, one lesson that you're working on as a teacher, or whether you have like a full unit you're working on, but like if you had a vision, really kind of put extra effort into this thing, I mean, I feel like that's gonna, you're gonna take more ownership in that too, and it's just gonna go a lot smoother.
I was more so, that's a good point. I was talking about what we instill in kids, what I would say.
Yeah.
What I mean? So we're not a lot of, some of our clientele, but all kids, kind of need some help finding their way, carving their way out in the world, what they want to do, and maybe not exact path, but given some tools to cut their own. But know what I mean? For a lot of kids, for ones that are enduring some challenges, whatever they are, economical, social, is, that's kind of what we're there for. Helping them.
They are
show a path, or helping them find their own path. But
that's why. Yeah, that's why. I mean, that's why that's why everybody's there.
But you can see that, when I think back on my my life in general, the last few years, the adult life, like the orneriest I've been, the most crabby, not in my best spots as far as my own leadership capacities, whether it be professionally, personally, what kind of spouse you are and stuff. It has been where I've been lacking that 100%.
The vision?
Yeah.
Or goal?
No, I think there's a direct correlation with myself. Again, this is our science, not real science, but when I don't have much of a vision, or if I'm kind of in between things, I'm trying to figure things out, which again, can't really be in between things. You're just trying to become better every day. But I found when I'm a little lost, that's when I'm not feeling like myself either, when there's a lack of vision and where I want to go. And
I think when there's a lack of vision, that maybe, again, I'm putting this in you, but for myself too, and maybe for others, or maybe everyone, but when there is a lack of vision, I feel like you almost have a lack of patience as well. Like the fuse is naturally just a little bit shorter, just because, you're not feeling as good as you could be about things. And, just, you don't feel like, maybe you're not on level ground or even footing.
Maybe you're not in that spot. You're in a bad spot. So then
what's stressful?
Yeah,
when you're not there,
affects your other relationships, and I think that's hard on everybody, adults, young people. When you think of even elementary kids, but high school age kids, when they're tasked with figuring out how they're gonna affect the world positively, which whatever that means for them, it can be overwhelming. So everyone just needs a little help. Need somebody to show you the way. Usually, it's tough going when you're trying to grind it out by yourself.
It is. It's nice to know you got other people to count on and to be in your corner. And I mean, it definitely helps too when you do have an idea anyway of what you're doing or what you'd like to do, and just to get yourself in that right mindset.
Know what I feel like, Charlie, when I'm without a vision? Know what I feel like I want to do?
Rip the hinges off the cupboard doors?
Like to eat, or just like damage property?
Well, the property's damage is your own.
Oh no, I meant, huh?
I said the property you're going to damage is all your own. That's what's going to take the hurt.
I didn't know if you just maybe wanted to destroy something.
No, I feel like, if I'm not feeling good about things, if I don't, feel like I'm not making good enough choices, or if I need a better vision for what I'm doing, it's like, to me, it's kind of easy just to go to the cupboards and just kind of take it out on that.
Well, that would show where I'm at, but I'm going to progress. What is another Kenny Chesney song to close here? What does Kenny Chesney say? Mitchell, the body's a temple. What song?
No.
What song is it?
I know. Give me a second. Living and Fast Forward.
Yeah, but what's the line? Do you remember the line now? I'll give you a second. Mm-hmm. You just said the...
I've treated this one like an old honky tonk.
That's how I'm feeling.
Cheeseburgers and cheap cigarettes. I don't think you're not doing the cigarettes, but I definitely had your handful of cheeseburgers.
Cheeseburgers and cheap.
You had your handful. You've had your
cheeseburgers and cheap cigarettes.
Whiskey and women, cheap cigarettes.
They whatever, but they ain't got me yet.
Yeah.
something, whatever.
I'll have to listen to that on the way home later.
Well, what do you do? So, Charlie, do you remember the quote? What was our theme tonight? Do you remember?
I still don't know the
You're
one key word.
you're just trying to convince yourself that he invented the peanuts still.
What's the George Washington Carver? Hey, look up some of those inventions he had. You will be amazed.
Inventions. Still calling him inventions? Is that what they are? Was he an inventor?
Peanut-based inventions.
Oh.
So look at them. Yeah, look them up.
So that's a...
And they're all like from the science field for the most part. So check it out.
George Washington Carver.
But isn't it without a mission or without a vision? Son of a gun. Without a vision.
Without a vision, there is...
No hope.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
Without a mission, we...
Mission impossible.
Let elope.
So I would say, yeah. So right now, the...
Hey, Brennan, what's IVV stand for? Have we told that story on here?
Why would we do that?
You don't want that told?
I mean, now it's too late.
Well, no. We don't have to say that.
I was just a boy.
One of our college classes, we were having our final, and as it was getting passed out, like the core of the class, what the class is about.
Well, there was a bunch of rows of desks, so this doesn't count as cheating.
I'm not going to say what it was, but the class, what it was about, as Mitchell's like handing me back with alarm.
Oh, you were sitting behind me.
So yeah, with alarm in his eyes, each of the papers like, hey, he's like...
Question number 1 on the test.
Literally the essence of the class, and it was, I can't even think right now. What is that called? An acronym.
Yeah.
Mitchell goes, so it was the first...
what does IEP stand for?
You're gonna say it was. What does IEP stand for? And Mitchell's never been the best test taker, so Mitchell looks at Brennan. What's IEP stand for? And I'm like, oh boy.
It was at that point I knew I was gonna be in for a long test.
As I took the paper, it's like, oh boy, if you're having trouble with that one. Although I think he got bailed out because it was individualized education plan was like listed in like 3 other questions if you were smart enough to put that together. So
yeah, I was able to connect the dots. It's like, geez, they're starting us out with a fill in the blank. It's not, they're not gonna throw us a bone here.
Where's the word bank? Oh my gosh.
Excuse me, miss. This is not multiple choice like I thought it would be.
It was only 200 level class. They could give you a word bank.
I think it could have been 100 level even.
Oh,
it was
gosh.
It was a first year Moorhead.
Well, what should we say, Mitchell? Now you screw out with your mission. Get visioned. Can you come up with something crazy right now? Get visioned. Is that what it is?
Get vision.
Get visioned.
Get visioned. Let's
get
go.
Visioned.
Let's go.
Let's
go. Let's get it.
Blitz, bam,
blitz, bam, blitz.
We will see you guys. That's a shout out to
and ladies.
Roll Tide
Willie.
Roll Tide Willie. Mitchell and I have found him on social media and legitimately
I find him to be amusing.
Amusing. We'll talk about that another night. Passion. Gotta have passion for something, and his is for the tide. Don't give a whatever, but nothing. Blitz, mama, blitz. We will see you guys and gals. Anybody out there?
Next time.
We'll be here. See ya.
Until next time.